Hi everyone. In today's class, we are going to see the programs using goto statement and looping statements like while, do while, and for. Let us see the programs using Visual Studio Code. Now, first I'm going to write the program using goto statement, right? Program to implement goto statement. Hash include stdio.h int main opening brace. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check whether the given number is even or odd. For this, I'm writing like this integer some number, right? Printf, enter any number. I'm going to check whether the given number is even or odd. Enter any number. So here you can write slash n, now semicolon. After that, what I'm going to write is scanf, read the number, percentage d, double quotes, close, comma, ampersand, number, and you write semicolon. Now what you do is you write if. So what is even number? How to check whether the given number is even or odd? Take a number and divide with 2 and take the remainder. How to get the remainder? By using the modulo division. So for that, what I'm going to do is divide the number and apply the modulo division operator, divide with 2. If the remainder is 0, so then what I'm going to say is if remainder is 0, then go to, I'm using the statement go to. I'm using the label name as even. So in the previous syntaxes, I have used the colon after go to label. Please remember that that is not colon, that is semicolon. I forgot to write semicolon by mistake. So please remember that whenever you say go to some label name, there is only semicolon. But after the label, there is colon. Go to even. Go to even. After writing go to even, here what I'm writing is I'm writing if number percentage to equals to 0, go to even, else I'm writing else go to odd. So here there are two labels, one is even, another one is odd. Here I'm writing even, colon, I'm writing printf, double quotes, percentage d is even, slash n, double quotes close, semicolon. Now in the label even, we are printing percentage d is even. Here you have to print, in place of percentage d, it is going to print the value, right? Whose value? Number value. So after this, what you do is, after printing the even number, next what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write another label name odd. The label name is odd. Here in this odd, what I'm writing is printf. Just I'm copying this statement, Control C. Here I'm writing Control V. So in this statement, we have used two labels. One is even and another one is odd. If the if condition is true, then it goes to even. If it is false, it goes to odd. See, for example, whenever we give a number 2, 2 divisible by 2, the remainder is 0. This condition becomes true. When the condition becomes true, we are moving to even, right? From this, the control directly passes to even here. Now, under this, it prints 2 is even. Okay, it prints 2 is even by using this printf statement. After printing this even number, then automatically it goes to the label odd and it prints 2 is actually, see, it is not even, just wait, it is odd. It prints 2 is odd. See, what I want to say is whenever you execute this program, it prints that 2 is even and 2 is odd. That is the output we are going to get. But this is wrong, right? Why? Because whenever you give the input 2, it gives only 2 is even. It does not display, it should not display 2 is odd. So the drawback here is after executing the label after even, it's going on executing the label odd also. It's not it is not going to exit from the program or from the after printing even, it is not going to exit from the program. That is the drawback. So what we have to do is, so we will see execute this program. And we will see whether we are going to get 2 is even or 2 is odd. Let us see this. So run it. Here, as I said, I'm giving 2. You should get only 2 is even, but it prints 2 is even and 2 is odd. You see this, right? It is printing 2 is even, 2 is odd. So how to rectify the problem? To rectify this, you do one thing. After printing 2 is even, this statement, we don't want the remaining part. This part we don't want to execute. For that, what you do is, after printf statement, you add exit. You can also use return, but I'm using exit 0. Here I'm using exit 0. Very, very important. Why we are using exit 0? To exit from the program without executing 2 is odd. Let us see. I'm going to run it. Now enter any number. Here again we are giving the number 2. Check it. Now you see it is giving that 2 is even. Now the important thing here is about exit. What is exit? See, in the starting classes I said before main we are writing int. Why? Because the main is going to return last statement return 0 we are writing right in every program. So the main is going to return an integer upon completion of the program. So I said that after the main function is terminated, the main is going to return an integer value to the operating system. So that's why before main we are writing the int. Similarly, we are using here return 0 there we wrote. You can write return 0 or return 1. Return 0 indicates successful termination of the function. Return 1 indicates unsuccessful termination of the function, means some errors are there. Similarly, exit 0 you can use, exit 1 is used. But the main difference between return and exit is return terminates the function, whereas the exit terminates the program, entire program. That is very, very important. Exit also returns either 0 or 1 to the operating system like return, but exit is to terminate the program, return is used to terminate the function, right? So this is about the goto statement. Right now, after this goto statement, let us see simple programs using while, do while, and for loop. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a simple program by using while. The same program I'm going to implement by using do while and for. Let us have a look that we will see. So in the same program, I'm going to do some modifications. Okay, so that we will see. See here, I have not written return statement. No problem. Without writing return statements also, it gives the output. So now I'm writing program to implement while. Just I'm writing while. I think we have seen the syntax, but clearly I will explain each and every statement in the main program to implement while, simple while or the while. Okay. So in this program, I'm going to print first to 10 natural numbers. How many natural numbers? First to 10 natural number. Right. Before writing the program using while loop, please carefully think that to print 1 to 10 natural numbers, what you have to do. So can you say printf statement 10 times, print to 1, print to 2, print to 3? So if you write the printf statement 10 times, it is useless, right? It is a bad programming practice. Don't write printf statement 10 times. write single printf statement and repeat the same statement 10 times. That is the efficient way, a good way of writing the program. So for that, we need the looping statements. So we are starting with 1 and we are going to print up to 10. What is the starting value? 1. What is the last value? 10. Keep in mind the initial value and the final value. Right. So initial value, you take 1, you increment the 1 with another 1. Like that, you have to increment. So here the logic is you have to declare a variable first. Take the variable integer I. Okay. Okay. Now, first we are starting from 1. Okay. Do one thing. I equals to, you say 1. 1. Okay. You start with 1 and check with 10, and you print first one, next 2, and so on. Last one is 10. So as per the syntax of while, I said the syntax is like this. You write while, okay, while in bracket, mention the condition, specify the condition. What is the condition you have to specify? You start from 1 and you repeat until or till you reach 10. That you specify. I is less than or equals to 10. It starts with 1 and finally it should reach the 10. The condition here is while I is less than or equals to 10. Right now, once this condition is tested, for example, here I equals to 1, okay, here we are checking the condition 1 is less than or equals to 10. Yes, the condition is true, right? Now, once the condition is true, what you have to do? You have to print to 1. Next, you have to print it 2. Now, so how much after you have to print 1, next you have to increment it and you have to print that one. So how many statements we are going to repeat? You print that number and after that you increment. So there are two statements. In the while, how many statements? Two statements. As I discussed earlier, when there is one statement, then no need to use compound statement, or I can say opening brace and closing brace. See, very important thing is whenever you write a block of statements, those block of statements are written in opening brace and closing brace. If you have only one statement in the particular block, no need of writing opening brace and closing brace. So here in the while, you have to print it, next you have to increment it. Two statements we are going to write, so that's why we are writing opening brace and closing brace. Now you do one, the printf, you print percentage %d. If I don't mention slash n here, what happened? It prints 1, 2, 3 in the same line. 1, 2, 3 means 123, like that it prints, right? We don't want that type of output. We want 1 in the next line, 2, next line 3. For that, I'm writing slash n here. So we are printing percentage %d. It is nothing but the value of whom you mention here, the value of whom I. Okay, now every statement ends with semicolon. Now, after printing this statement, I said that I value must be incremented. You increment the value I equals to I plus 1. I equals to I plus 1. See, the important thing is in place of I equals to I plus 1, you can say I plus plus, or you can say plus plus I. Both are same. Anything you can use. Now, what you do is, so after writing these two statements, the program is completed. But in every statement, I'm writing return 0. Better to write return 0 every time. Though you don't write return 0, it will not give any error. But here before main, we are writing int, right? So that's why the last statement should be return 0. This is the best practice to write return 0. Now you save it. Now, and once again, I will explain the execution part. Okay, the execution starts from main, right? Next, we are declaring some variable I. Next, I value initialized to 1. Next, the condition is tested here. 1 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, the condition is true. Now, it enters into printf percentage %d. It prints the percentage %d. Directly, it is not going to print percentage %d as it is. So, in place of percentage %d, it prints the value of I. What is the value of I? 1. 1 is printed here. After that, the cursor moves to the next line, right? Next, second statement, I equals to I plus 1. How much? I equals to I plus 1 means new value of I equals to 1 plus 1. I value, new I value becomes 2. So after becoming 2, what happened? It goes to this closing brace. Now, what the closing brace is going to do? This closing brace sends the control to the beginning of while the condition here. From this closing brace, directly we are jumping to It sends the control to the condition I is less than or equals to. Now second time the condition is tested. I value how much? 2. 2 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, again 2 value is printed, printf is printed. Next to 3, next to condition tested, again 2 statements are executed. This is repeated. Finally, the I value becomes 10. 10 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, the condition is true. Again, the statements are executed. Now it prints 10. Now, next I value becomes 11. Again, the condition is tested here. Now, in this case, what happened? 11 is less than or equals to 10. No, condition is false. This condition becomes false. When the condition becomes false, this block is not executed. The control is passed to return 0. Return 0 in the sense we are going to terminate the main. Here the program ends. What is the output of this program? It prints 1 to 10. So let us run this program. You see here. You see this? 1, 2. You see this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Line by line they are printed up to 10. Why? Because we have written slash and every time the cursor means blinking. You see this is blinking, no? So here this vertical type of this we call it as cursor. This is a simple program to print first 10 natural numbers using while. Okay, now same program I can write using do while as well as for with simple modification that we will see how to write the program, same program using do while. So after this, now I'm going to change it as program to implement. Here I'm writing just do while. In do while, what I said first to do is there, right? First to do. So in place, you remove the in place of while. What you do here? You write do. At the end, what you do? You write while. Simple. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this. I'm writing do. That's all. Now, where the condition you have to specify end of this closing brace. Here you write while. Here I'm writing the condition. What is the condition I have used? I is less than or equals to 10. Right? Parenthesis already there, but here don't forget to write semicolon. Semicolon must be here. That's all. Everything is completed. Now I will explain the execution part. So here I equals to 1. In the previous program, here we have written while. First we have tested the condition, but here we are not testing the condition. Do means go and execute. The meaning is this. So without checking any condition, do. Do means execute. Now we are executing here. I value how much? 1. Next, I value becomes 2. Now here the condition is tested. 2 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, the condition is true. When the condition is true, what happened? There is semicolon here. If you don't specify semicolon, the control is not moved to do. Here the semicolon is there and the condition becomes true. When the condition becomes true, this semicolon sends the control to the beginning of do. Right now again I value printed how much? 2. Next it is incremented by 1, again it becomes 3, like that go and move. This is repeated. Finally I value becomes 11. 11 is less than or equal to 10. No, condition becomes false. When the condition becomes false, this semicolon will not send the control to the do, and when the condition is false, this semicolon is okay, this semicolon is breaked. Okay, it crosses the semicolon and it goes to return 0. When the control crosses the semicolon, forcibly it crosses the semicolon when the condition becomes false and the control is passed to return statement. Here the program terminates. This is the way of writing do while. Now we will see how to write the same program using for. Program to implement for. Just I'm changing it for. Just I'm writing for. Now what you would do? In for, please, very important thing is this is initialization and this is condition and this is incrementation or incrementation. Now in while, initialization is done first, next condition is tested, next incrementation is done. In do while, initialization is done first, next incrementation is done, and the condition is tested last. Whereas in for loop, everything is done in a single statement. That is very, very important. Now, how to change into for? So, what is for? In the for, here I'm writing like this. I'm writing for. In the for, initialization is done. What is the initialization here? I equals to 1. You remove this. Control X, I'm writing. Here I'm writing Control V, initialization. Now, what is the first? You have to, as per the syntax of for loop, you have to mention that first initialization. Next, what I said in the syntax, condition. What is the condition? You take this condition, I is less than or Control C, and here you say Control V. So I equals to 1. Next, you do one thing. Here you say I is less than or equals to 10. Again, type semicolon. This is initialization and this is condition. Next, incrementation. What is incrementation? I equals to I plus 1. So here you write incrementation. Okay, we have done initialization, condition, incrementation, right? Next, what you do is, after the for, we are going to write some statements, right? What are the statements that are left? Now, do not require, remove it. Okay, so I plus 1 already we have said that I equals to I plus 1. Remove this. This condition is completed. Remove this. We are removing this. Okay. Now, what happened? Only the left statement is printf. Okay. So after the for loop, how many statements are there? Only one statement. What is that statement? Printf. Please remember, return 0 not comes under for loop. There is no relationship between for and return 0. Return 0 it belongs to the main. So only this this printf comes under for loop. So when the first printf, only one printf belongs to for loop, then no need of writing opening brace and closing brace. If you write opening brace, and here closing brace, no problem. Same logic. Without writing opening brace and closing brace also, you can execute. Why? Because when there is only one statement, no need of writing opening brace and closing brace. So better to remove this. Why? Because no waste of time. Okay. So this is the way of writing the programs. I will execute this. I forgot to execute by using do while. Same program, same output you will get. So here I'm going to type this. You see, same output we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. Same logic. I think you got that. Which loop is the best one? Which loop is the fastest one? For loop compared to while and do while. The main difference between do while and while is in while first we are testing the condition, then only we are executing the statements. Whereas in do while, the statements are executed in between do while at least once, even though the condition becomes false. But this is not the case in while. Okay. In for loop also, first we are initializing, next we are testing the condition. We are executing the statements after for within the statements in the for only when the condition is true. For and while both are similar, but in do while we are executing the statement at least one. Why? Because there the condition is tested at the end. So that's why do while is known as post test loop, while is pre-test. While is also pre-test and for also pre-test. So this is about simple programs we have seen using while, do while, and for. So more advanced programs and more programs we are going to see, we are going to implement using looping statements in the next class. With this, I'm going to close the session. Thank you for watching.